The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao, AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
I'm Peggy Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tucker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hey.
Hello. Making her Steppin Out debut, Nia Woodside, host and producer of WYES's new web series, You Knowla. And we're showcasing local landmarks and also other places of interest. So something exciting to talk about there. Yeah. Sarah Jane McMahon. Hello, Miss Sarah Jane.
Hello.
It's great to have you back. And of course,
you.
Soprano and music director at St. Louis Cathedral. The list is long. But next week, you have a concert of Italian classics.
That's right.
From opera. We'll talk more about that. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and theatercriticism.com. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Poppy with really good restaurant news.
Yeah, all kind of new things happening, and this one is brand new. Julianas Brazilian Bakery quietly opened, had a little soft opening last Thursday, and it is a little bakery and cafe on West Harrison. I love it because when we say Julianas, you can have an apostrophe S or you can just make it plural because it's owned by two Julianas. And they're both bakers, and one of them specializes in sweet and one of them specializes in savory. And they have, it's very tucked away. You're going to find it between the convenience store and the dry cleaner, almost at Fleur de Lis on West Harrison.
I think that's where Chicken Sue's was, a long time ago.
Fireman Mike was even there at one time. But it's in that little corner. Well, I'll tell you what, it is the sweetest little place inside. Sweet is the operative word. They have things we don't know. This pastry, okay? It's not French, it's Brazilian. And so, for instance, that's one of the savories that is, it's sort of like a little open-faced pie. But they have these things called brigadeiros that are little teeny tiny bites of sweet deliciousness. There was one, and they have meat skewers, of course, when it's Brazil, you know it's food. They had one little brigadeiro that was Parmesan cheese, but it was sweet, and it had this little bit of jelly on top. It was beautiful and delicious. Their French macaroons are not French at all. Now, there's the savory Juliana right there. And the things are so yummy, and you would be so surprised. There's chicken, forgive my pronunciation, coxianha, which is there are all these wonderful little stuffed single bite, like if you're having a cocktail party, they've got a big frozen case in there, and you can just go in and buy all of these things out of the case, or they'll serve them too. There's empanadas and stuffed breads. They have sandwiches and soups. And there's the two Julianas. Look how adorable they are. How about a shrimp yucca coconut cream soup? Delicious. They have flan. They have mousse. They have, look at the cakes. So the sweet Juliana has made her reputation on cakes. She's been a baker here for 10 years, just out of her home. Her cakes are extraordinary. These are all flavors that we don't know. But something else we don't know is the way they serve lemonade there, just for one drink. The juices, fresh juices, very popular in Brazil. So their lemonade, a whole lemon goes into a blender with ice and a little bit of condensed milk. It is the most delicious thing. Breakfast is coming there soon. I highly recommend this as a great place to stop by after school or anytime you're having an impromptu anything. And then, this is really big news. I'm sure everybody saw in the paper when the city came and kicked poor Kitten and Lou of Chance and Hell snowballs off their front porch. Well, the good news was that they had their own bricks and mortar building that they have been trying to get open, and they have accomplished it. So Chance and Hell Snowballs now at 807 Louisa Street. That's right off the corner of Dauphine and Louisa, right across the street from Alma. And they're going to be there this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from 1 until 6. They're snowballs. They make everything in-house. It's all fresh and natural and delicious. Nectar, key lime pie, dreamsicle, sweet corn and basil, sour cherry, and don't forget they also have doggy snow. So bring your dog. There's a snowball for him. And then, you know, I'm very big on culinary travel. So coming up next Friday, go to King Brasserie in the Hotel Fontenot for a French Riviera garden party. Chef Samuel Perry and pastry chef Lana Talley will be there. And it's 3 courses, all paired with Moet and Chandon champagne, just for $45. What a deal. And I'm telling you, their food is fabulous. And so if the French Riviera doesn't suit you, or you still have an urge to travel, kick off your Oktoberfest the next day, Saturday, September 16th, at Kolschfest at Brewery St. X, where you're going to get unlimited pours of Kolsch, special German beer, and Chef Shannon Bringham's grilled bratwurst, chicken schnitzel. It's going to be lots of fun. And you know, they celebrate Oktoberfest in Germany in September. So they're right on point there.
Right. Sounds right. Thank you so much, Bobby. Sarah Jane, it's great to have you back.
Thank you.
And this is exciting. The Opera Association and the Yat Quartet.
That's right.
And is, of course, participating and presenting this. But you and Paul Groves get to sing like sort of bits of hits from famous opera, Italian operas. I love this.
We want to take everyone to Italy next Thursday. I'm so excited to be singing with Paul Groves again. He's one of the most
and we've got some photos of everybody who's involved
in our world, really.
Yes.
And with the electric quartet, string quartet. That's headed by Harry Hardin.
Yeah,
he was kind of the mastermind behind this. He said, you know, Sarah Jane, I really want to do an all-Italian concert. And I said, well, Harry, I'd love to do that because I've done that all over the country, really, with symphonies. And so we're going to make it in a more intimate setting at Roussel Hall at Loyola University. And we're going to sing all the hits, well, not all of them, but as much as we can in a little less than 2 hours. We'll have Puccini, we'll have That's Amore, we'll have Bella Notte, we'll have O Sole Mio, and then, you know, many of the hits from La Boheme, O Mio Babino Caro, which I think we're going to hear in a few minutes. So, yeah, I'm thrilled that we're doing this, and I hope everyone can join us.
And that's at Roussel Hall.
Roussel Hall, 7 o'clock next Thursday night.
Very good. And you really just go to the NewOrleansOpera.org for details and getting the tickets. But we have a taste of this.
That's right.
And set this clip up for us.
Sure. This was from last spring. I sang with the Heartlands Festival Orchestra in Chicago. And this is O Mio Babino from Puccini's Gianni Schicchi. Lauretta sings, "Oh, Daddy, if you don't let me marry this man, I'm going to throw myself in the river."
And now, Sarah Jane McMahon. Sarah Jane, so beautiful. Once
Thank you so
again,
much.
next Thursday.
Next
Great
Thursday,
news.
7 o'clock at Roselle.
Yeah, a quick question. When did you know, what point, in your life that, hey, I can sing, or I'm really interested in learning? Like, how did that, did it just kind of come out, or were you inspired by someone? What's the story?
The story is I really didn't even know I could really sing. I mean, I would sing in all the musicals I could when I was a kid. And then it wasn't until high school that I started getting the leads in musicals. And I think that's when my parents thought, oh, I think she can sing, because I really was a dancer. Tap dancing was my big thing. I did all the choruses. Alan remembers. And then I didn't study voice formally till college with Philip Frohnmeyer. And he wanted me to do opera, and I did not want to do opera because I wanted to dance. And then he said, come on, Sarah Jane, just audition for the opera. So I did sophomore year, wound up getting the lead, and then I was hooked because I liked languages, and all of a sudden it was this challenge I never had.
So sort of getting your feet wet with the musicals.
Absolutely.
First.
That was a wonderful foundation because it taught me how to be on stage.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Always great to have you. Absolutely. Nia, you come to us originally, and I love this, and you are at Loyola, and you were an intern with us at WYES intern. Yes. And yet, you had this interest in New Orleans, and we certainly had an interest in doing, because we're the local public TV station, loving to do New Orleans history, little vignettes, and so there's this web series. Tell us about it.
Okay, so Did You Nola is a short segment series on YouTube. You can also see it on Instagram Reels, where we just talk about historical and fun facts about the city. And being a New Orleans native, I always loved history and just learning about different things. So I've really enjoyed the experience of teaching others and having this for people to see. So,
All right, well, let's show them. Okay, here are two Did You Knowlas. Take it away.
I'm Nia Woodside, and this is Did You Nola. Today we are talking about everybody's favorite topic, money. We are outside of the old U.S. Mint on Esplanade Avenue in the French Quarter.
Did you know that from 1838 until 1903, this was one of the places that produced gold and silver coins for the U.S. Mint? All of the historic coins that were made here are marked with an O for the city of New Orleans. After it stopped minting coins, the building was used as a prison until 1943 when it was abandoned. Now it's a national landmark and home to the New Orleans Jazz Museum, with lots of exhibits about our music history, and you can even see the original cornet played by Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
From money to music, that's what you need to know about the old U.S. Mint in the New Orleans Jazz Museum. I'm Nia Woodside. Subscribe to WYES on YouTube for more NOLA history. Hi, I'm Nia Woodside, and this is Did You Nola? Who or what is Tipatina? Today we are outside of the famous New Orleans Music Club at Tchoupitoulas and Napoleon. It opened in 1977, but was originally called the 501 Club, since its address is 501 Napoleon. It was originally owned by a group of 14 Tulane students and alums. They opened the club to give piano legend Professor Longhair a regular place to play, and Tipatina was one of his songs, so it became the name of the club. Nobody really knows who or what Tipatina means, but that's a part of the fun. The logo has a banana in it because the original owners also set up a juice bar, so the graphic designer Kathleen Joffrion put that in the logo. Since 2018, members of the band Galactic have owned the club and kept the music alive. That's all you need to know about Tipatinas. I'm Nia Woodside. Follow WYES on YouTube for more NOLA history.
All right, and of course, yay, good for you.
Thank you.
And I certainly am very well aware of very talented artist Kathleen Joffrion, and I didn't know that she had done the Tipatinas logo. So I learned something.
Yeah, there's so many different things that you don't really notice that go in these different productions, but there's a lot of facts.
And there's quite a few up there right now at the WYES YouTube. But tell me what you're working on.
Yes,
for the
so
fall.
we have 10 that are coming soon, and I'm not going to share all of them, but we have the Muffalata, Po' Boy, the New Orleans Pharmacy Museum, the Sazerac House, and so many different interesting places around New Orleans to show
We
you
cannot
guys.
take them for granted.
No, you cannot. So be on the lookout because we have some surprises.
Okay, thank you so much. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Alan, what's up, baby?
Well, a major announcement was made this week by the NOLA Project Project. You know, that's the award-winning theater troupe that has, since pre-Katrina 2005, made New Orleans their home. Original artistic director Andrew Larimer, a graduate of Newman, assembled a fine group of New York actors where he was up at the Tisch School to come down to New Orleans and essentially bring with it its high standards for new theater here. A.J. Allegra later assumed the role of artistic director. Of course, he's now the artistic director at Le Petit. Under his leadership, the troupe tackled a number of very important plays. One of their most successful partnerships was their work with the New Orleans Museum of Art over the past 12 years. Who can forget how they transformed the great hall of the museum into Verona and told the story of Shakespeare's star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet. And then in addition to Romeo and Juliet, several other indoor plays at the museum included Shakespeare's The Winter's Tale, Lauren Gunderson's The Revolutionists, Marie Antoinette, and last year's White by James Iams. But it was their May offerings, the ones in the Sydney and Walda Bestoff Sculpture Garden, that really got them attention, especially with wonderful works like Peter McElligot's Adventures in Wonderland that you see there, and original works like The Spider Queen and Robin Hood, Brigand or Thief, Treasure Island, and last year's retelling of The Seagull, or How to Eat It by Gabrielle Reisman. So the announcement went on to state that a proposed meeting and really a mounting of a show they wanted to put on George C. Wolfe's The Colored Museum, which is a real biting satire, was essentially turned down by the museum for the very first time. And I'm reading now this from their statement. This and other actions taken by NOMA prompted us to reevaluate this association. It affects our potential to continue making meaningful changes. In order to ensure we're able to honor the commitments we've made to the artists and patrons of our community, we've decided to end our 12-year relationship with NOMA. So, you know, it's interesting because both the NOLA Project and the New Orleans Museum of Art have public statements on their websites advocating for diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI. And while I've not heard from the museum, I have talked to a spokesperson for the theater company, and this decision is irrevocable. So we will see what happens in the future with the museum and the sculpture garden, but it would seem that the curtain has rung down on this partnership with the NOLA Project and NOMA. Now, good news. This Monday, September the 4th, I invite everybody to join me on the internet as I interview the great Tony Award actress, that's Beth Level, and she is going to be on with me. The interview includes a couple of videos and a lot of photos from her work on Broadway, which includes The Drowsy Chaperone, Baby It's You, Bandstand, and The Prom. Again, it's going to be on the NOLA Theater Talk Show, a conversation with Beth Level, Monday, September the 4th at 8 o'clock, and you can see it on 2 Facebook sites or on my YouTube channel. And that's where you can check that out. You can still get tickets, by the way, for Beth Level's fundraiser for the Curtain Call Ball. That's going to be at Le Petit at 6:30 on Friday. And for those who want to enjoy Beth's cabaret show, It's Not About Me, she'll be on the Le Petit stage the next night in all of her splendor, and I really recommend everybody go check her out. Tickets range in price from $15 from students to $70 for VIP seats with fees, so it runs out from basically $20 to $75, including the fees. Also, starting up next week will be the latest production for the Tennessee Williams Theater Company, Spring Storm, to be directed by Sal Menino. And this show will absolutely sell out due to very limited seating in the Lower Depth Theater. Purchase your tickets now. The show runs from September the 8th through the 23rd. Always spectacular work being done by the Tennessee Williams Theater Company. By the way, here's a first look at just a few of the members. I couldn't get the whole cast on, just the time limitations, but this is Steel Magnolias, the play by Robert Harling. These are some of the people who are going to be playing. It stars Rachel Looney, who just killed it with her performance as Marion Peru in The Music Man earlier this summer. She'll play Shelby. And then Reagan Lincoln, who recently been seen in Death Trap and starred in Misery, she's going to play Shelby's mother, Malin. And then Shannon Shea, the first lady of the New Orleans stage, will play the role of Weezer. So that will play in West Wego. It opens just after the JPS production of The View Upstairs closes at the JPAC across the river there. Steel Magnolias at the West Wego Cultural Center. And last, but by no means least, I want to alert everybody about a 5-day run at Tulane University of Crumbs from the Table of Joy. Now, this may not be something that's on most people's minds. They don't know exactly what it is, but this is the very first debut play of playwright Lynn Nottage, who's the only woman, as you know probably, to win the Pulitzer Prize twice for her plays Sweat and Ruined. She's a fabulous writer. She also did MJ the musical, if you remember, not too long ago. So go check out this at Tulane University. I'm certain that this is going to be also very much in demand. So again, they're going to have shows Friday, September the 29th to October the 3rd at 7:30 p.m. and additional matinees will be on Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's a month away, but the play will probably have very few seats due to its limited run.
You know, in the list of the theater offerings, in two instances, Loyola and Tulane come into play. It's nice that they allow partnerships.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, again, you know that Crescent City Stage has the Marquette Theater that they have as their home now, too. So between the Tennessee Williams Theater Company, which is in the Lower Depths Theater, and Crescent City Stage, which is at Marquette, Loyola is giving out that. And then again, they loan out, Crescent City Stage had the same director who's going to be doing the Lynn Nottage play, Dr. John Ray Proctor. He just absolutely, if you remember, had been at Southern Lyric, and he had done one of the musicals there he directed as well. So they all go around.
Like
you know?
No, I like that. I think that's very healthy. You know, it's good for the city. Time for our picks. Poppy.
This weekend's brunch at Antoine's, Saturday and Sunday, they're going to have a special Saint Germain cocktail offering, all sorts of different kinds, and a pick-your-own flowery garnish. So it's going to be a little fun, and go to brunch and then go catch the parade.
All right, Sarah Jane.
My website, sarahjanemcmahon.com, you can go there and find out where I'll be next, which is South Carolina, actually, after this concert. I'll be performing there.
Wow, I love that you perform all over the country.
And I'm going to be teaching there, too, at a performing arts school, giving some master classes. I'm really looking forward to it.
And we've also should point out, though, when you're in town, of course, you're busy on weekends.
I'm very busy on weekends at the St. Louis Cathedral, which I really enjoy so much, singing on Sundays and also directing the choir and really all music that happens there now. So.
Congratulations. Sarah
Thank
Jane.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Nia, once again, how can we find these little pieces?
You can subscribe to WYES on YouTube for the full videos, and also on the Instagram, you can look at the stories and reels for updates.
And you were at Loyola, and when do you graduate?
I graduated in May, so I'm a senior at Loyola University.
All right, very good.
Studying psychology.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yes. Not even the communications department, huh?
Well, my minor is mass communication, but yeah.
Hey, I was a political science major, you know, so you never know.
Me too. At Tulane, I was in political science, yes.
All right, yeah.
So Jason Robert Brown, the name may sound familiar. He just won for Parade for the Revival. And if you remember the Bridges of Madison County, he did a musical about teenage angst called 13 the Musical. It's about a young boy about to make his bar mitzvah, yes, very Jewish. They get 6 performances on the North Shore starting next Friday. Go check it out again, 13 the Musical, and that's at the 30 by 90 Theater. That's at 880 Lafayette Street in Mandeville. If you've never been, I'll see you at the theater.
Thank you, Alan. And now my picks. Beginning next Thursday, September the 8th, WYES will once again present an online auction as part of this year's fundraising gala with the theme Once Upon a Time in New Orleans. In all, there will be more than 200 items up for bid, including lots of food and drink items, a private VIP dinner for 6 at Dookie Chase's restaurant, including wine, and with the stars of the new WYES cooking series. Dinner for 4 at Arnaud's restaurant, with the chef's tasting menu and wine pairings. And a ride in next year's Crew of Orpheus Parade, plus VIP tickets to the Orpheuscapade and Captain's Party. Bidding runs September 8th through the 14th, so stay tuned once again to our website for more information on how to bid. Pianist, raconteur, Phil Melancon's back. He's now performing at the Public Belt. It's funny because the railroad's right next to it, on the second floor of the Hilton downtown New Orleans Riverside. Fridays and Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. It's always great to have him out and about and performing. And next Thursday from 6 to 8, guitarist, singer John Rankin and friends will take the stage at the Twilight Concert Series at City Park's Pavilion of the Two Sisters. Get your tickets by going to WRSTband.com. It fills up fast. Last minute edition, abstract artist Doyle Johnson has an opening reception of his work at Callan Contemporary Gallery, and that's at 518 Julia, Saturday evening from 6 to 8. Congratulations to him. Thank you all very much. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Good night.
The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao, AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.